started this small foundation, Reimagining Cities, and it's a non-profit research firm focused on the decarbonization of the built environment. Um, these days, we're going a little bit beyond research. So we used to travel around the world and meet with the experts in smart cities, look at smart city projects, and then get that onto our findings and research onto PowerPoint slides and go around the world and share at conferences and speak on webinars and things like that. But these days, we think it takes a little bit more than just PowerPoint slides and webinars. So we're very excited that we're going beyond research now, and we're going to be working with the ULI, Urban Land Institute Asia Pacific, based in Hong Kong, and I'll be co-chairing the Resilient Cities Product Council, and it gives us a great opportunity to talk with real estate developers, real estate investors to see, hey, how can we accelerate the decarbonization of the built environment or real estate. I think I want to leave you here. I don't have that much time, but maybe leave you here with three messages. So 12 years in the smart city space, what are some of my takeaways? Number one is don't get bogged down with the definitions, I think. I say I'm into smart cities. Someone will say, no, Cha, it's not smart cities, it's resilient cities. Or someone will say, no, it's sustainable cities. And smart cities, it's not only about the technology, it's about the people. And so we get ourselves bogged down into the definitions. And what I'm thinking is that I'm seeing over the last 10 years that the definitions of smart cities, resilient cities, sustainability, is all converging. And it's about transforming our communities into better places to live, work, and play. We've heard that before. And try to do it in a way that we have low impact on our environment, right? And it's not just the carbon, it's about the waste that we produce into the lands. The dump sites in Korea or some places are like amazingly crazy. Humans make so much waste, we don't know where to put it. Never mind the plastic pollution that we dump in our oceans. The second point is there's an exciting movement called carbon neutral by 2050. And smart cities, I think it should embrace carbon neutrality by 2050. And there's an interesting group called the Net Zero Asset Owners Alliance. And these are the big investors, like multi billions of dollar investors. And you group them all together, and I think they are managing roughly $33 trillion of money. So keep that in mind, research them, meet with them, because they are embracing how to make our cities smart and carbon neutral. And what we're trying to do is bridge those investors to interesting opportunities for low carbon real estate in Asia. Why Asia? 50% of global construction is happening here. And we're not getting it right. We're doing it awfully. Energy hogs, unhealthy building materials. And so we need help to get it right. The last point is, I think, when we talk about carbon neutrality as part of being smart cities, let's also address or have a dialogue around greenwashing. And I see that over the last, say, 6 months to a year, people who say, we're going to go carbon neutral by 2050, most people are saying that that's greenwashing if you don't have short-term plans as to how you're going to do that. So look out for those pledges to 2050, and we should be asking them and having discussions around, hey, what are you going to do to drive down carbon emissions this year or to 2025? And I think the prop tech and comtech community have, very interesting solutions to help us get there faster. And the last point is, I guess, it's not about the carbon only. It's not only about the carbon. And I think, when we talk about carbon neutral by 2050 or net zero carbon cities, people just focus on the carbon. No, it's not only about the carbon. It's about building resilient, healthy communities with good stewardship with our planet's resources. And that's what I got to say. I hope I didn't run over too much. But we have Wouter and Elizabeth to blame because they kind of ate into my 10 minutes.
Well, thank you very much. I like your second point because the greenwashing stuff, you see everybody is doing those pledges for 2040, 2050. But 2015, man, then we just talked about it.
Yeah.
70-year-old. If it's not going to happen in 2050, when is it going to happen?
Right.
So how do we get these pledges back to 2025?
Yeah.
Well, you're absolutely right. We're going to, the Net Zero Asset Owners Alliance, I spoke to some of them, and it's like APG, right, or Allianz. They are driving metrics, measurement, verification of what are you going to do to 2025. So they're getting some data out of their membership saying a range between 16 to 29% reduction in greenhouse gases by 2025. We'll be working with Urban Land Institute on this very subject. Urban Land Institute globally, they're large real estate companies, they are looking to 2030 to reduce 50% by 2030. So we are trying to establish shorter term goals.
Yeah, because that can help also a lot with creating visibility, what is really happening, and tell those stories to really inspire also other peoples, because we get inspired right now with all those pledges, but what is happening? What are we going to do? And I think
Well, I think I'd love to do it with you, Wouter, but we're going to do it with ULI Asia Pacific as having a learning series to drill down into the real pragmatics of what do you need to do in existing stock as well as new construction. And I think it's going down into those details that will help the players determine whether it's feasible or not.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. You're doing an amazing job, so keep it up.
And thank you for sharing your story. It's great to hear kind of what's happened in the last decade or two to get this evolution. Love it.
Yeah, I need your help, Wouter and Elizabeth. We got to, kind of accelerate the pace. We can't be doing it like we've been doing it the last 10 years.
Yeah, but it is going to happen. Yesterday we had also a great discussion with Fifth Wall, and today we had an amazing opening of the day with the European Union. And if you see what kind of money is being invested into this topic, it is going to happen, and it's going to happen fast. So if people are not going to act right now, they will be too late. I think you're doing an amazing job, and we will get those real estate people out there that really believe in this change, and we're going to help them.
Yeah. Let's do it
Great.
together.
It's nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again. See you soon.
Thank you, Chungha Cha.